Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion on the 3rd of January 2024. Yes, this is the third one in a row. I know, I'm on fire, absolutely on fire. Another C64 game for you today. And it's Dug Revival. Oh, yes. For those of you who don't know about Dig Dug is an arcade game. That was an arcade game. And, well, this is a conversion for the C64. And I'm going to tell you now, and I'm looking at it right now, that I've just been squashed by a boulder. Not a great way to start. But look at it. This is actually arcade perfect. As pretty much arcade perfect as you're going to get on a C64. I mean, it's so good. So what's the premise of Dig Dug? Well, you've got to go around and you've got to eliminate all the enemies one way or another. Now you've got two ways of doing that. You can either drop a boulder on their slimy little heads, or you can pump them up and explode them, which we'll show you in a moment. Missed that one spectacularly. Now, the monsters do follow you around, so you haven't got anywhere safe to hide. So you're going to have to, here we go, pumping up the bad guy, boff, he's gone. But if you can try and splat them all in one go, that's quite an achievement, but you can do it, and you get a bonus points for doing that as well. So let's have a look at the presentation of it. It's absolutely fantastic. If you've ever played the arcade of Dig Dug, then you'll know that this is actually spot on. And it's a great game as well. It's just a one-screen affair, but you go around various levels. He's going to try and escape, isn't he? Ooh, you cheeky little dinosaur! Get back here! So there we go. Once all the enemies have gone, and you will progress to the next level. Now you got your score in the top left-hand corner there. You've got what round you're on. So I'm on a paltry round 2 right now. And then right next to that, you've got how many lives you've got left as well. Now you do get extra lives as you go. I think its first one is 2,000 points, and then you get an extra life every 5,000 points, I believe. But this is a great game. If you've ever played Dig Dug and you thought, wow, I wish I'd have got a home conversion, well, now you got your chance. Ah, leave me alone. Because this is as good as it gets, and I'm telling you what, it's free. So I'm going to provide you with the download link in the description, so you can go and play it yourselves and relive those amazing arcade times where games were actually fun to play and not all, you know, graphics and all that jazz. Because do you know what? Graphics do not make a good game. They make a pretty game. Let's just be clear on this. Just because a game looks good doesn't mean it is good. Let's just get that out of the way right now. Modern gamers, you don't know you're born. I mean, at the end of the day, you could have a stunning looking game and it still would be a big pile of poo to play. And we do know that there's games out there that do actually have that stigma attached to them. But I'll let you figure out which ones those are. There are some that have both great graphics and great gameplay. But do you know what? They're few and far between, aren't they? In today's market, everybody wants better graphics. That's what these, you know, next-gen consoles, better graphics, better graphics, better graphics. How about the gameplay? We want a game that's going to last us forever. And that's why these games are so important to preserve, because they really have stood the test of time. Okay, not all of them, but a majority of them, retro games, are king when it comes to the old gameplay. Because I tell you what, they had to be, in a way, because it took about 20 minutes for them to load. I mean, once you've got that out of the way, it was not so bad for disk systems, but it did, you know, it didn't really improve too much after that anyway. I mean, a tape would probably take you, at the maximum, would probably take about 10 minutes. And that was a big tape game as well, like Outrun, multi-loaders, those sort of things. But then also you had disc games as well. They sped things up a tad. But the disc games for, let's say, the Spectrum were few and far between. The Plus 3 didn't really have much of a lifespan, really, in the whole games department. Not when you compare it to the Plus 2, anyway. Which is a shame, because it had so much blooming potential that it just failed to be capitalised on, which is pretty much the same for any of the sort of modern retro systems that they produced towards the end of the life cycle of the retro era. Whew, that's a lot. So, I'm now on round 6, coming up to round 6, yes. You can see that the monster placements also get sort of varied as well. This game is not easy. Do not let the simplicity of the game fool you into a false sense of security. This is one of those games that will actually be quite a challenge after a while. As you can see, some of the enemies can float through the walls. Which genius thought that up? Now if I can... Oh, squash them all in one go. I think I've got an extra life there, and that little tune denotes that. So yeah, you can see some of them turn into like ghosts, and then they float through the walls, which is just so, you know, that's fair, isn't it? I mean, we have to dig our way through the walls. Now, I really like this game. It's great fun to play. So simple that you can just pick it up and play whoever you are and wherever you are. So there you go. And this is on the C64, so I'm using WinVice as the emulator here. If those of you who are interested in which emulators I use for bringing the games to the system, to the channel even, this is WinVice, the latest version, which you can get online. Go and find it, download it, and you can get the games that I'm going to be playing. I'll provide download links for you, just because I'm nice like that, you see. Plus it gives the developers an extra bit of traffic to their sites to be able for people to check out their other work as well. C64 is a game I'm planning on giving a lot more of my time to this year, because I haven't really given it a lot of time over the 2023 really. And there's so many games that I've got in my library ready to play and bring to you guys, and you can have a look and play yourselves. It's going to be a good year for the C64 on this channel, I tell you that now. I was trying to figure out earlier on how many years worth of games I've actually got. And let's put it this way, I've got enough content to keep the channel going for at least the next 5 years, and that's a game a day. That's quite scary really, isn't it? But never mind. It means that we're not in any trouble when it comes to content. We've got plenty of it, and there's always new content to come as well. So I'm looking forward to bringing you some great new games for 2024 on the old systems that we know and love, and you know they are so reliable. I love my Amiga is undergoing surgery at the moment. I've got a Pi Storm 3 going in it at the moment, and I've just got to butcher some of the metal bits inside to be able to fit an HDMI cable into it, but those are my troubles, not yours. Music's great on this game, and you'll notice that it only happens while you move, so you get this lovely little soundtrack as you move around the game. The minute you stand still, the music stops. It's a bit like musical chairs or musical bumps, but without the chairs or the bumps. Depending if you stand still in front of an enemy, of course, because then you could seriously be in trouble. And you'll definitely get a musical bump. So there we are. Controls are nice and simple as well, up, down, left, right, and then fire to shoot your pump, and then you push the button repetitively to inflate your enemies, and they will eventually explode, which is not a nice way to go, is it, ladies and gents? But it's just such a good game. It's well thought out. It's very, very well. I mean, it is basically such a homage to the arcade. You've got no trouble here. It is the arcade game on the C64. So hats off to the developing team for doing this, because it's really, really good. And hopefully it's the start of the floodgates opening to getting some more arcade conversions for the C64 done. Because if they can be done in this kind of manner, then I'm all up for that. So there we go. Can't believe that we're like 3 days into the new year already. It's crazy. He says 3 days. I know it doesn't sound like a long time, but trust me, it'll soon be the 3rd day in February. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. The end of the year again soon. Anyway, we won't go into that just now. We've got a full year of new releases to come, and looking forward to bringing those to you one by one on the channel, just so we can have some arcade retro fun as well. My pen and paper is ready to take requests as well. If you've got any games you'd like to see on the channel, then please let me know in the comments. I'll write them down on my list of things to do, my ever-growing list of things to do, and I'll bring it to the channel and I'll review it for you. How about that? So, yeah, in the comments, any review that you like, just pop it down in the comments. I'll have a look, see if I've got it. If I've got it, I'll pop it on my list, and once I've got to the list, and once I've got to your game, I will publish it. There you go. Sorted. Anyway, back to Dig Dug. So there were at least one sequel, Dig Dug 2 on the arcades. I don't know if that ever got a home release. I think this is the closest we've ever had to a home release of Dig Dug in a good way. So, I mean, we're going to move on now to playability, because playability, it is absolutely one of the most playable games I've ever played in the last 6 months. That's a bold statement, but it's true. Absolutely brilliant game. Great fun to play. So yes, the gameplay there, it's very addictive as well. You'll find yourself coming back to this, which leads me neatly into replay value. Are you going to reload this game and play it again? Well, bloody hell, yes, of course you are. Why wouldn't you? Look how many ghosts I've got following me around now. This game does get ludicrously hard at times, so you've got to be on your toes at all times. Things come at you from all directions, so there you are. Now, what age rating would I give this game? Well, do you know what? Any, because it's got such a nice learning curve. It's great for the kids because of the cartoony sort of graphics. Also great for the adults because the steepness in difficulty does rise quite significantly across the levels, and it will give you something to do. So you've always got something that's going to keep you busy with Dig Dug. So there you are. It's a one-player game, but at the end of the day, you can make it multiplayer by handing over the controller, or you can even do it through lives. So you could say, right, my 3 lives, we'll try and get this high score. That was really sneaky. See if you can beat each other's scores. So give each other a full round of 3 lives and then do that. Or you could play it life by life, give each other a chance to play. Once you've lost a life, hand over your controller. Do it that way. It's completely up to you. I just like to give you options. But there you go. Anyway, that's about it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed the review of Dig Dug. I hope you'll go to the developers page and support them as well. And give it a try. Let me know in the comments what you think of the game, what you think of this actual review, and if you're going to go and grab it yourselves. Thanks very much for the comments so far on our 2024 video. It's really, really nice to hear from you guys. I know I've got some of you that are basically staple parts of my my everyday life on the channel. Even if I haven't done anything for a while, I can guarantee that you'll pop up on one of my other reviews and say hi, which is great. I'm trying to continue this ilk of being busy, because being busy helps me out quite a lot. So you'll probably see more of this sort of timescale thing going on. I don't know if I can carry on doing a game a day, but I'm going to do my best to try and keep busy with the channel and keep you guys entertained as best as I can. So that leads me on to just one more thing, and that's to say thank you very much for joining me on this escapade. And I've really enjoyed this game today, and it's been great fun to have played, and really, really pleased to bring it to the channel, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So, until next time, my friends, I will bid you adieu, and I will catch you again very soon. So until then, you keep it retro, and I'll catch you in the next video, guys. So as usual, it's bye for now. Ta-da!